And we're live. Welcome to part 3. Yeah, today we will do some bells. Yeah, a lot has happened since we left the last stream. It kind of looks exactly the same. I'm still struggling with showing everything. But yeah, it looked exactly like we left it. Actually what I did twice. I disassembled everything down to a point where I had like single extrusions, and then I did everything again. Went a fair bit quicker because like those assembly units were like all put together already. But yeah, so I disassembled everything twice and I reassembled everything twice because it was so much fun building. No, like the problem was, I noticed like when playing around with the, try to bring this as close as possible. When playing around with the gantry, I noticed that it was like not binding in the front, but what happened was that this column here basically got pushed out or pulled in. I can't remember. But basically, like as I moved the gantry forward, this section here basically moved left and right. So something wasn't aligned, and then basically what I did is I loosened those two screws here, and I basically moved it back and forth, and then you could see that there's like a small organize that. There's a very small tiny gap in here. And basically after loosening those two screws and moving the gantry back and forth, you could see how the gap basically shrunk as it went back and then grew as it pulled to the front. So basically this was not aligned. And I did some measuring, and basically the distance between those 2 points here was basically 230 millimeters. So that's, no, 229. So it was 229 millimeters at this point. And in front, basically, between the two front parts, it was 230. So basically in the back, it was 1 millimeter narrower than the front, which, yeah, was the entire problem. That also, I tried to align everything and it just didn't work. Like basically I pulled off the top assembly again and the feet, and I put it back on the glass plates and everything. And I just could not get it square aligned. And I disassemble everything, I reassemble everything, disassemble everything. And then I basically started comparing again the length of all the extrusions. I did that all in the beginning before I started streaming actually, and they were all the same. But the 0.2 kit basically comes with 4 extra extrusions of this type here from the top head of the 0.2 upgrade kit. And I used one of them as an alignment helper while building the frame, and seemingly I mixed it up. And these 4 extrusions, they're all 0.5 millimeter shorter than the ones from the 0.1 kit. Yeah, so basically this extrusion ended up in this position down here. So this extrusion was 0.5 millimeter shorter than this one in front and this one on top. And this basically caused this entire like half here to be like kind of like skewed to the side. Yeah. I guess enough said of that. I just want to forget about it. I think in total I worked like 5 hours on the printer, like just disassembling and reassembling stuff. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, so it looks basically the same as we left it, but it's all rebuilt. So, I guess let's start by checking the manual and cutting belts. Let me open the manual. Here we go. AB belts. Okay. We use the core XY pattern. Okay. So we start by preparing this piece. So we need some heated inserts, and we need to insert 2 X nuts. I hope they fit. I already did remove the support though. because I wasn't sure if it came out. So the support is removed. We have to insert 2 M3 hex nuts, and I forgot where to put heated inserts, so most likely those two. Let's double check. Yes. Those two. Okay. Let's actually start with the heated inserts so we get that out of the way. If I find them in my magic bag. Bottommost. Oh, actually, now that I see it, there was another thing that happened. We were running out of those. We were one short on those M3's washers. The reason is what I found out on the Voron Discord, that the washers in here, those 4, were super late addition to the 0.2. So the early kits basically have too little of those M3 washers included. So I didn't lose any, it were just not enough in the kit. It's not a big deal. Like basically what I did is like for those 4 on this side and those 4 on this side, I just went to the hardware store and bought some super stupid cheap M3 washers. Because for this position, basically it doesn't matter like how tall they are. Whereas for the belt system, the height is important, of course. So for there, yeah, I'll just now use those cheap hardware store washers, but they fit perfectly. They're actually like a little bit wider and fill out the space nice. So yeah, that's the other thing that was solved. Oh, nice. Cable. Okay, I'm not quite sure. Somewhere the cable is a bit short, but like this again. I'm still amazed by how easy the thread inserts go in. Like I was so concerned before starting this build about like how that would go, because I ruined so many parts with the cheap ones. Like it was PLA, it was an ABS, and it was the cheap ones that don't self-center. But still, I was like plenty concerned. It's 2 of those. Oh, they have to go in quite deep. Let's see. Here's. Oh yeah. Okay, easy. This one is already in. Yeah, here it is. Okay, cool, perfect. It kind of snaps in place, so there's something in there, like some geometry, to hold it in place. Nice. Okay, then I guess this part is prepared. Let's see. Okay, so we need those Maker Beam XL nuts and M3x8. Let's try to find those. I'm not sure if they are in here or in the Tool Hut in Motion kit. Doesn't seem like they're in here. Let's just start. Hmm. 3x10. Ah, okay, so that's 1. 3x8 flathead. button head. Button head. Ah, here they are. Perfect. Okay. Let's see, most likely we have to undo that again to fiddle in the belt. But let's quickly check that everything goes in place or fits in place. Do they have orientation? Doesn't seem like they have orientation. See? Okay. Yeah, but I guess it's easier to like remove them to put in the belts than try to push the belt below and then it needs to go through this opening in the front. Let's see what the manual has to say. We cut belts first. Okay. We start with equal belt length. I guess that's a good approach. Having the exact same length will ensure that you can set proper tension later on. Starting at one end line, the two runs together, meshing their teeth like a zipper. The other end will most likely be unequal. In one cut, trim the end of both belts together. Okay, you will need 1 meter. I'm not sure if I have 4 meters here. I'm not quite sure if the 1 meter includes like some extra slack or whether it's like you need exactly 1 meter. Maybe let's cut like 1 meter and 5 or something, just to have like a little bit of slack. Okay, let's see. So this is 30 and a bit. And this is 60 and a bit. And then we have 70 and a bit. Oh, but the manual said like to align them first and cut them together, right? Maybe we then should align. Let me just take that. Unswap. That's a lot of belt. Let me see. So maybe we just align the ends now and then measure the distance and then cut it together. I think that's the intention. Okay, now I made a mess. Okay, here we go. So this is one end and here's the other end. So as the manual says, we put them together. And then we measure, try to kind of align it in the, we measure 30. I should just keep them together. 60. 90. And then let's do something like this. Yeah, let's add like a bit more, right? So we cut it here. Let's hope that's. Let me double check. Does look like Yeah, it looks like a meter. Backtrack says 30. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so basically we have one extra 1 meter 80 or something. Okay, let me just quickly double check. I'm just keeping them aligned. And then maybe we can also snip the other side just so they're like exactly the same. Ah, I lost some teeth there. Good. Now the question is, did I now lose them while measuring or now while double checking? Yeah, while measuring it still lands perfectly on the end. Okay. Okay, then let's just cut the last tiny bit. Okay, then we now have two perfectly identically long pieces of belt. Perfect. Okay. Let me quickly collect all the little pieces of belt. Okay. Then I guess we now need to put it in place. Okay, so they have us mount them both on one side. Okay. Yeah, that's most likely easier without. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's not tighten it fully. Is this the same length? Looks like. I'm trying to keep them as aligned as possible. Tighten up. Okay. Perfect. So we put both in. Thread the ends of the belt through the X carriage. It's easiest to attach one end of each belt first, run them through the printer, and then, yeah, put the other one through. Before we tension the belts, make sure that your tensional knobs are as loose as possible and your motors are as far to the outside of the printer as can be. Okay, let's double check that. Yeah, and this is then already the first belt run. Yes, they start on the right side with A. And A is on the bottom. The flat side of the belt should only contact smooth bearing surface. No part of the belt should be touching plastic. And then this is the other side. Okay. Well, I guess easier said than done, but let's do our best. If I continue doing those streams, I most likely should get a tripod for the table. Like I have one where the camera is sitting on, like this one. But I don't have two. Okay, let me quickly align that we have a little bit of space. Okay, I guess that's the best we can do. Okay, so we start with the right side, and that is the bottom run. So we go from the middle. We tensioned this spot here, so we go from middle to the right, then around the idle in the front, and then back to the motor. Let's do that section first. So the upper belt, I'll just like go to the side, and then the lower belt. Wait, it said only smooth? The flat side of the belt should only contact smooth bearing surfaces. No part of the belt should touch plastic. Did I not put it in the wrong way? No, there's like the gripping part here, so... So my problem is now, if I put this in like this... Oh, I did not loosen the motor mounts. That is true. They are in the outmost position, but I did not loosen them. That's a very good call. Loosen those screws so they can slide a little bit freer. So it is correct that the tooth side basically goes towards the smooth bearing, because I imagine that like the smooth side basically would go around the corner. But I mean, it doesn't fit otherwise on this part, so I would just assume I'm wrong. Okay, you can't do it both ways, right? Because like on the front now, basically the smooth side, and yeah, ignore me. Okay, let's see if we get this through here. Okay, this worked. Let's just pull it through. Oh, there's a turn. Let's do it again. Okay, so now there's no twisting. Okay. Yeah, now it's good. I wonder whether I should put a screw in here, just so to hold in place. I assume that's like a 2x6 in some form. Let's just use it as a placeholder for now. Okay. I guess this will make life a bit easier. Okay, then this needs to go to the back. And now the fun part will be we have to basically put it like this through here. Make sure we don't twist it. Okay, let's hope that we can kind of just push it. Ah, yeah. Not sure if you can see it, but it's like winding nicely. Well, if I now would have tweezers, that would have been amazing. I could get some. Nah, that works. Almost. But I do have this, which helps as well. Okay. Yeah, and you can't see. Wait, let me just like that, maybe. But yeah, it's spinning the motor, so that is good. Okay. And then we go to the back and to the back. And then we need to go through here. Right? So basically, this is the complete run. Let's put it through to save it. I miss all your messages. The belt should only touch the bearings, doesn't if the teeth or smooth. Okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it doesn't work, right? Like you have to wind it like this way and the other way around in different places. So like in some instances the teeth will touch it. I guess there's no way around it unless you kind of like break space and time. And I will need some tweezers. Yeah, I think like the needle. What's the proper term for those? Needle nose pliers? Like that should be enough. Let's see if I get this through here. I guess that's where the tweezers would come in handy. Kind of like push it a little bit. Let's see. And just okay. That is not too much fun. Maybe let's loosen this one, just try to push it together. So let's okay, let's try to do it just like as a pair. Yeah, that works. Okay, perfect. Then yeah, I guess I don't even have to use the nuts on the back yet. Like it's not really slipping out. So we can do the second belt run, and then we can add the nut blocks again. Okay, let's do the second one. So here, oh, we go straight through. And we go around the back. Turn that. Around the back. And in our little loop. Yeah, this one's a little bit more difficult. I got it halfway. That is no fun. Also, I'm really seeing what I'm doing here. It's like 3/4. No, it's kind of stuck. Trying to push it a bit with the Allen wrench. Okay. Tweezers it is. 1 second. That was not really like far. Okay, that was totally worth it. Sometimes my laziness knows no bounds. Could have done that like minutes ago. Would have saved me a lot of time, but you know, also a fun little game trying to fill it through without. And go to the front. And then we need to go through here, and that's the last turn. Let's see if we can use our new super tools. That is a tricky turn. I feel like the B drive is harder than the A drive. Not sure why. Let me try from this side. It doesn't want to go around that corner. Here we go. Okay. Let's make sure this is all somewhat aligned. Oh, we pulled out the belt. Okay. You can do it like this. Does that work? Yeah, I guess that works. Okay, so let's remove our temporary screw. And let's try to pull that together. Yeah, like they're just like 2 meters away. I was just too lazy to get up to get those. I kind of underestimated how much easier they would make it. Okay, so it kind of runs somewhat. Like there's definitely resistance, but I guess I'm also like turning the motors. Okay, then let's just try to kind of like make sure that they are equal length, which one is sending out one more tooth. So let's just try to pull all of them to that length. Maybe even, I still don't really like tension, so it's just the 2 more. Yeah, that's good. And then those need 1, 2, 3. Okay. Are we now equal? So basically, this one needs 1 more, and this one needs a little bit less. Okay, but still, like, I mean, like, we can use the knobs, of course, but I try maybe to not go to the full extent of what the knobs can do right away. This one needs 1 more, and this one needs a bit more. Okay, so now they're all perfectly the same, and it's not tensioned, but it's like definitely something we can now work on the knobs. Let's do 1 more. 1. 1. 1. 1. Yeah, they're all the same. Okay. No, I just pulled it out again. Okay, maybe that's the maximum because we also have to like still twist it to put the nuts in. Let's try to 1. Maybe let's put the nuts in first, then there's a little bit more friction. Then it should be easier too. Okay, that's grabbing. Okay, so that's not super tight yet, so we should still be able to pull. Okay, so the top ones need 2 more. No. This one needs 1 more, and this one needs 1 more. Okay, let's still. I'm just getting to a point where, like, when I pull on one side, the other one kind of like loses its teeth. Let's try to do them together. Okay, it doesn't work. 1, 1. Yeah, I think that's the limit now. Because as I pull here, like basically, as I pull here, this one like goes in. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, so they are now the same. Let's tighten those. Maybe let me just tighten, count the teeth and secure it after. I can do that. Like lengthwise, it's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's 29. Thirteen, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, they're both 29 exactly. Let's repeat that for the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 28. Unless I didn't count this one. So it's like 28.5, depending on if you count the absolute first one. Yeah, I should. And it's like also 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like a little bit easier to count from the top. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so they're all 29. All 29. Yeah, so it's all 29. So basically A and B should have the exact same length in the run. Now the question is this enough tension? I guess yes, right? Like we can still tension a fair bit with the knobs. I'm not cutting them yet. Let me just I guess we can just try to tighten it. Let's just try to tension it a bit equally. I mean, count maybe the turns. So they're both now basically flush. That's 3, 1. Okay, not really countable. I mean, I'm coming quite close to the end of the motion range. So maybe I should like pull, try to pull like one more tooth here. Just so that I have a little more slack later on to adjust. Just loosen it a bit. And we just have to do the counting again. But I think like knowing now that like if the length is the same, the tooth count is the same, that I don't have to count again. If they're all the same length. It seems like that like when cutting, I did a quite good job making it equal. Huh. I don't know, like it feels like I'm not really making progress tightening that here. Okay, let me just pull a couple of tools on one side and then tighten that side so I don't pull it just from the other side again. Okay, so these are the same. Let's tighten this side. Okay. Okay, yeah, now by length, yeah. I mean, like, we kind of like established that, like, I might have pulled too much on one side. Let's see if I can get that to the same length. No. That was too much. I can't pull it that far. So I have to like loosen it again and do maybe like 2 less. Okay, it's just 2. Okay, they're the same. Let's tighten that. And then let's try to pull. Yeah. I mean, now it's like the same. Let's do one more on this side. Let's see. I'm getting way off now. Okay, so they are now the same. So let's tighten it again. And then let's try to pull them to the same. Yeah, now it's again like super easy. Okay. Let me just double check that the bottom run is everywhere correctly. Yeah, seems like they're all aligning. Yeah, it's also like aligned in the motors. Okay. So my problem is now, I mean, now they are the same, not left and right, but it shouldn't matter. Yes, they are the same. And there's one tooth more on top. I mean, left, right shouldn't matter, right? Like it's just about the total amount of teeth on both sides together that are like out here. If that's the same top and bottom, then we should be fine. Yeah, now this is quite tight. Let's try to do one more. And we can do even one more. Nearly lost one on top. Let me add a little bit more, oops, a little bit more friction here. And then we can do one more, one more, one more. Okay. Yeah, it's one more on top. I mean, that's quite tight. Try if we're now in okay range with the tensioning knobs on the back. Okay. I mean, they're already quite tight. Let's just give it a little bit more tension here. Yeah, that's good. I think that's plenty. And now I have like quite a lot of like space left to tension. I assume the belts will lose a little bit, like they will give a little bit over the first couple days or something. So then I just have enough like wiggle room to tension more. Yeah, let's mount it in here. But then we need to figure out what the manual says, which screws to use. I think it's the button heads. Yes, we did that, we did that, we did that. Secure the belts. Yes. Yes, we basically did all of that. M2x6 socket head. I have the wrong ones, I have button head. M2x8. I wonder why I still have so many of those socket heads left. Oh, it's like massive bag still. Like it's most likely just some spares, but it's a lot of spares. Because I'm kind of like running out of like things to screw M2 screws into. Okay. Let me put in. Let's perspective here. Okay. Loctite is recommended there, that is true. Yes, Loctite is recommended. Yes. I totally forgot about that and I didn't read it. That is good. See, that's the things why I have to undo a lot sometimes. Let's loosen that on both sides. I guess it's easiest if I just like drip a little bit in the holes. Yeah, if I drip it in the holes and then like wipe it off so it doesn't contact the ABS, I think that's the best. See, just a tiny bit. Not sure if it goes in the hole though. Let's just use one screw to kind of like push it in a bit. I hope that just pushes the Loctite into the thread a bit. Ooh. Could also just do that on the sides, and I don't have to hold the... Okay. That's a tremendous waste of Loctite, but yeah, I think there should be some in there. And the manual says less is more, so thanks for that reminder for the Loctite. To kind of tighten it properly. Okay. Perfect. Yep, it's running good. Let's tighten it a little bit again. And then I guess it's time for our guitar tuning session. Okay, let's see if I miss anything else in the manual. Use small amount of thread locker on the holes. Yes. Tool head wobble is one thing we definitely don't want. Okay, so 110 Hertz at 150 millimeters. So basically we push the carriage all the way back. And then we plug move the X-axis all the way to the rear of the printer and plug the indicated belt. So it's the inside. It's the inside, okay? Okay. Let's ignore the hint for in case we don't get enough tension. I think this will be plenty. Okay. Then I have this. No, we don't restart now for updating. So this gives me the hertz. I hope this is somewhat correct. Oh. I'm already way over. Okay. It's not good that it's not equal, but like I tensioned it on the back, so it's okay. I would aim for not 110, but I got the recommendation for 120 from Greg's Maker Corner stream, or not stream, but like manual video. So let's go for 120. This is way looser than I thought it would be. Like basically like with the block in the middle, I already had the tension basically. Okay, let's stick with that for now. Oh, this one is spot on. 121. Looks like. It was like 10 hertz jump. It's most likely not the most precise. Okay, so it's 121. So I mean, it's very stable now. It's like I mean, it's basically identical. And it's the same repeatedly, so I kind of trust it. So this would be then our final tension. So looking at the range here, we are basically pretty much towards the end, so there's a lot of like space to still tension it. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, the length here is also still the same, like not left right, but bottom top. We're also properly racked, like it doesn't. It's at the end on both sides at the same time. And there's zero give on front, so that's it's almost scarily good. Yes, I did find a missing washer. So here's what happened. I asked on the Voron Discord, and the early 0.2 kits don't have enough washers. I didn't lose it, it was just never there. The reason is that on those tensioner mechanics back here, the 4 washers here were a late addition to the 0.2. And the kits basically seemed they were packed before, I don't know. And yeah, they just didn't like count those 8. So the recommendation I got was basically to go to the hardware store and just buy stupid M3 washers. And these are the 8 now. You see like the color is different of the washer. So these 8 are now the cheap hardware store washers. And I took one out here and put it here in the stack where it belongs. So this is now all properly stacked. And yeah, those I just replaced like before the stream basically. So that's where the missing washer went. It was just never there. I mean, maybe I lost one as well. I can't say that's not possible. But yeah, now we're fully washered up. Cool. Like I'm really happy like that this is like all aligned and square and like ballistic tech you most likely missed in the beginning, like I quickly explained it, but basically I unbuilt that twice. Between the last stream and this stream, I unbuilt the entire thing twice. Because basically, what I found out is basically when I moved the gantry to the front, this like section here basically moved inwards. So basically in the back, the distance between the outside extrusions on this spot here was 230 millimeters, but in front it was only 229 millimeters. And I unbuilt everything and I rebuilt everything, and I literally had only single extrusions in front of me, unbuilt everything. And then in the end, what I found out is like that, that this extrusion here on the bottom, this one was 0.5 millimeter shorter than the one in the front and the one in the top. And what happened is basically I used one extrusion from the top head kit, from the 0.2 upgrade kit, as a alignment basically. And at some point I must have mixed it in with the other extrusions. And this extrusion on the bottom was from the top head, from the 0.2 upgrade kit. And all 4 of them are the same length, but they're all 4 half a millimeter shorter than the one from the main kit. So yeah, if you have the 0.2 kit coming, do not mix the top head extrusions with the main body extrusions. That was really painful. And just make sure, like what I did is, not sure where I put it, but I have this like straight edge ruler, like the metal here. So basically what I did, I had my glass plate and I put the ruler on top of the glass plate, and then I used those clamps basically to clamp the entire stack basically to the table. And then I just pushed I lined the extrusions and pushed them against the straight edge. And then I used the engineering square I have on the other side basically to kind of squeeze them in between. And then I can just like wiggle each one. And if one of them wiggles, it's shorter than the others. So that's basically how I found out that one is like ever so slightly less. And it's like it was like a super stupid small amount that wiggled. But that was basically the difference between like 1 millimeter here and here. And that basically like completely messed up the entire frame. So yeah. Long story, but it was like basically I think like this morning 4 hours and yesterday evening like 4 hours, like rebuilding the printer up and down all the time. So basically tip 1, get some washers from the hardware store for here. And tip 2, make sure the extrusions are the same length. Like basically, they can be different. Like basically those 4 need to be the exact same length, of course. Those 3 need to be the exact same length. And those 4 need to be the exact same length. So basically just make sure like before you start building that those like pairs basically that are like parallel have the exact same length. And I really recommend this clamping thingy. Like this helped a lot also while building, because then you can like push it against like the clamped straight edge, which makes it much easier to like align the extrusions when you like tighten them. Yeah, sorry, long rant, but that's kind of like really that cost me tons of time. Okay, let's quickly check the manual what's next. So we have now 121 hertz on both, which was what we aimed for basically. And yeah, that looks like we have the print bed. Cool. Yeah, we don't have to do those because the kit comes with the metal thumb nuts. So that's already done for us. Orientation of the build plate. The side with this, yeah, that doesn't matter for us because the heated bed is already pre-assembled for us, so we can skip all that. I think the screws is the first part we need to do. Let's quickly maybe just check out what I have here. Let's just quickly get this box here. Yep. I lost some printed parts. Okay. So that's the box. That's the thermistor and some printed parts to align the bed. That's the drag chain. We don't need that yet. We have some springs. And this is the build plate with the magnetic sticker. And that's the star of the show. Yep. Let's just... Oh, yeah, the bed for the LDO kit is super nice. Like it almost goes to the edge. So that's really nice. There's some coating on top. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pull it off. Don't think so. Okay, let's see. I think I should pull this off. I mean, the heated bed comes... I mean, this just looks like a... Yeah, that's just... Oh, so we have the first peel of the build. Let's see. Ah. I guess the count is a good peel. Let's not touch that, because otherwise we have to clean it again. I'm not sure if I still should clean it with some IPA. It's like... Let's see what the menu says. But basically we need the screws, right? That's one thing we need to do. We need to put in the screws. So we need 3 washer. Aha, see? We need more washers. How good that I bought some. Because the main kit doesn't have any. I mean, by now I have some over. So let's maybe use the ones from the kit. Yes, if you have a different bed, we need to alter screw length. I'm not quite sure if that applies to us. Because we have the Kirigami bed, which doesn't have a lot of manual going on. Oh, here. It doesn't specify. Yeah, let's assume it's the same. Because the bill of material only specifies basically what we see in this picture here. Yeah, let's roll with the manual for now. So that's M3x40 button head. Let me get this. I have this like belt flying around here. So let's see, M3x40. It's just... $30? Oh, yeah, so basically those are now all the washers I have left over after removing them from the spots on the tensioner system. So let's use those. I'm almost certain I need the lock nuts in a second. So let's get those out. M3x35, M325, M340. As always, on the bottom. Okay. So we need 3. Then it's first the nut and then the washer. Yeah, it's the same with many. Like I assume so, because the Kirigami bed bomb doesn't mention anything, and like if you would need different screws, I would assume they would mention that. See if you can. Well, now I touch it. Let's just clean it afterwards with some IPA. I still have some. So we need. Normal nuts, which I of course didn't get out. Where are the normal nuts? Here. Maybe let's also move a little bit over here. Have a bit more space. Okay. And let's also bring you a little bit closer. One. Yeah, maybe I should put the magnetic sheet in before. Yeah, that's a good one. Because afterwards it will be... I mean, technically you could also do it in the printer. But I guess it's just easiest to do it right now. I'm just not sure if it like sits flat because we have the thermal fuse here. Yeah, let's do it first. Let's do it first. Sure to save that all. Okay. Then let's quickly clean it. Oh, some metal shavings. Interesting. Okay. So it's not quite edge to edge, like it's a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller than the build plate. Okay, let me quickly grab some IPA and some kitchen towel. 1 second. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I could also do, I'm not sure, but I think like it's just easy to do it right now because like we can access it from all the sides really. So let's just do it and then it's done. It's my very trusty 3D printed. Not quite sure if that's like proper safe. I have it like this like oil bottle with 3D printed caps. Since like years for that stuff. So far it always has been fine. Okay, let's just clean this. Okay. That should be plenty. Let's get that. Ugh, I hate the smell. Like, I have no problem with like ABS smell for some reason, but like IPA is like, it's the worst. Like, I can't stand it. Okay, let's try to fold it over. Well, I have to cut holes in that, right? Let me quickly peek in the manual again. Because if I do it now, I have to cut holes in the magnetic sheet. They don't mention that at all. Ah, here, magnetic sheet. The holes in the magnetic sheet are for 2mm wrench access in case you need to remove the bad screws. They do not have to be precise. Yeah, let's just put it on and then cut the holes with... I mean, I don't have an X-Acto knife, I only have this, but it should be fine as well. Yeah, let's do it. I guess it's like not super important, it's like hyper precise. Let's try to make it nice. Looks about good, I guess. I got my tweezers. Let's make use of them. So I didn't get up for nothing. Could have folded a bit more back. Okay. Yeah, now I have it like here, nicely folded back. And I can just pull. I don't have anything to push it back on top. I don't. Yeah. I mean, what else would you use it for, right? That's perfect size. Like, that works very well. Okay, that's my new favorite tool for doing that. Perfect. Yeah, it's not 1000% center, but it doesn't go over the edge on any side, so it's fine. Now the magic moment. Yeah. It's actually the first time I have a powder-coated PI sheet. Like I always printed on the Creality plates, but this looks like way nice. I'm already like super excited printing on this. Let's see, holes. So we basically have them here in the corner, and we have it in the center. I think it's best to just quickly like poke a hole where it is. I bet on here. Just do it from the other side. Okay, there it is. Okay, there it is. And there we go. Okay. Let's go to make this one a little bit more. Oh. No, it's bent. That was too much. Okay. Okay, I'll fix it later. I wonder whether it's easiest if I just like use a 3mm drill bit to like kind of like drill it out. Yeah, let me try that actually. Let me grab a drill bit. Okay. And then I guess I can just... Not sure if that works as I expected it. Let me do this camera perspective here. Like it's way easier if like I reach around the camera basically, because then you see exactly what I see and I don't have to worry about like having my hands around the camera. That doesn't seem to be working. It's good that I said it doesn't need to be precise, because precision is not what I'm creating here. Okay, I mean, that's a hole. Okay, let's do it like this. I mean, we have to widen it more to get the screw heads through, but like, let's do the other one first. This works quite well. It's just a little bit hard to grip. But I don't want to use the power tool to do that. Okay. That's also... Yeah, looks quite clean actually, compared to the first one. That's the last one. It's definitely easier to do this outside of the printer. It was a good call to do it before. Maybe it's easier to... no, can't really turn it like that. Okay. Okay, holes we have. Now we just have to make them wide enough so that the screw head fits through. I mean, we could use a bigger drill bit. I could try to cut it. But this one I tried to cut already, right? And it's kind of not going to the size I needed to. I do have... 1 second. Let me just get the whole set. I do have this. It's for woodwork, but like it's a deburring tool. And I do have this. That's it. Let's see. No, it's not super clean. I'm completely butchering that. But it definitely brings us to where we need it to be. Yeah, the problem is like you really need like a smaller knife for that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean like the size would not be enough. I mean, I could also try to do it like this with the bigger drill bit. Oh yeah. Yeah, like you only see it like when you lift the bed. Let me actually like do this one first again, because then it kind of like has the right size and it's easier for the other drill bit. Yeah, perfect. I mean, if you would have now like a deburring tool, you could make like a really nice edge around that, but maybe if I buy one at some point, I can like come back and do that. I mean, here now, it looks really nice. Not sure why it looks super janky here. Yeah. Definitely cleans it up a bit. Let's do this here. No, That looks nice. I just have to get rid of all the little pieces. Like, if you remove the leftovers somehow, it looks quite clean now. Maybe the screw pulls them in. Like I mean, this one's a little bit janky, but this one looks nice. Also, it's in front. Maybe let's give it like some other. No, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's plenty good. Let's see if we put in the screw. Not quite. Let's use the countersunk tool a bit more. Yeah, perfect. It is creating a mess though. It looks fine. Could be better, could be worse. Okay, let me quickly clean up this complete mess. That's the 3 nuts we need in a second. Okay. That back. Okay, let me. Okay, let's park it on the side. Okay. Then finally the nuts. Okay. And then we were supposed to put on 3 washers. Actually, let's use the ones I got from the hardware store, like just to compare. They are a little bit more substantial. So that's from the kit and that's from the hardware store. So they are like perfect for the bearing sets and everything. But I think like for this application, like having it a little bit thicker and wider is maybe nicer. So let's use those. And also like my investment pays off a bit more. Okay, so that's what the manual told us to do so far, right? We put on the screws. Fully tighten tighten the nuts to prevent the screw from rotating. You can add thread locker or small amount of super glue to those nuts. The goal is for the screws to not be able to rotate. Then why don't we use... I mean, the kit comes with somewhere we had I thought we had lock nuts. I definitely saw them. Yeah, there are lock nuts in the kit. I mean, like, as always, I don't find what I need. I swear there were lock nuts here. Didn't I put them aside because I said I need them in a second? Let's double check they're not in here. Okay, they're not in here. No, they're not in this box. Oh. Oh, you don't see what I'm doing? Here are the lock nuts, and they were literally here. I was like going through the entire thing. The 6 pieces lock nuts M3. I'm now wondering, like, are they like, was the intention to put on lock nuts here? Because it's kind of like, it sounds like a lock nut scenario. I mean, worst case, I have to get some M3 lock nuts. If it's like not supposed to be here, I bike to the hardware store and get some lock nuts. So what gives? But then let's do the following, because I'm not going to thread on lock nuts on like 40mm screws. These are hex, yeah. Where is my... Let's make use of this fella here. Let's just start with this one. Yeah, that will work. So, and for those, it's quicker to do it like that, but let's put the lock nut on. The test run here. I don't have a wrench that's small, but I guess let's just wing it. I'll just grab it on this side and then man, that's slow. I mean, quicker than by hand, but I mean, that's... I'm almost certain that was the intention why I put them in the kit. Okay, number 2. Well, that would have been quicker if I got my big battery drill. Here we have a bed. Yeah, I mean it's functional for sure. Let's get those out of the way. And there's some more magnetic bed parts. Okay, so let's get the washers on top. Although I'm almost certain that they will fall off at some point. And I lost the third one, seemingly. Oh, it messed sound, sorry. That's funny, like it's actually like the microphone is like super far away. I didn't expect that to have such an impact. Lesson learned, sorry. So, we did that. Okay, so now we put it in on the springs and then we use the thumb nut from the bottom. Okay, then let me get the printer back up. Let's see how we can do that. Okay. So let's get that up a bit. Well, if we do it now, we also should plug in that plug, because I guess otherwise it will be kind of like in the way. I also have those spacers that now are important. Oh, we also should put in the bed thermistor before we screw it in. So I have those spacers, and I don't know if it's this way or that way. I know like for 0.1 it's this way, and for 0.2 it's that way, or it's the other way around. That I don't know. But they go in here just like to help align the screw. Or they don't because it... Oh, okay, so this one doesn't fit. Okay, let's see if we use them at all. Most likely not needed. Okay, let's quickly do the bed thermistor first. I wonder if they should put some thermal paste in there or something. Yeah, don't think that's needed. Let's also use pliers to tighten it a bit. I don't think we need to over tighten that. That should be fine. That's nice. Like it has a little spring here for like guarding the wire from bending. That's nice. And I guess this one goes then in the in this jumper connector thingy we have on the bottom. But then we need to have the LEDs plugged in. Where now the question would be, where's the cable for that? Most like it's an electronics box. Give me 1 sec, I'll quickly check it. Okay, it was in the Kirigami bed box. So we have a loose connector for one side, and we have it pre-terminated or pre-crimped on the other side. Let's see. So I guess this, oops, other way around, goes in here. And then I assume we go through this like thing and then into the cable chain on the back. Yeah. Do I have a zip tie flying around? I don't. I'm right back. Okay, let's do this. And I totally did not see that on some stream. So we go through here and we go around the cable and back out. Back out the same way. Now we can kind of like, I think you saw it on Steve Builds or something. I think it was Steve. Don't hope I'm not like giving him too much credit here, but I think it was Steve Builds. I kind of found it neat. See if we can. A little bit of slack here on this side. Nice and tidy. Perfect. That's our first electronic scales, basically. Yeah, minus those. Okay, cool. Then back to this topic with those spacers. So this one doesn't fit. I mean, I can make it fit, of course. Question is just like which orientation would they go? I think I'd rather leave them out and then I can like move the bed back and forth than putting them now in the wrong orientation. Oh, there's the washer I lost. Yeah, if I flip that now, I will lose my washers. Trying not to lose all the washers. I'm almost impressed with myself. I didn't lose a single one. Okay, let's see. I can give you like an underside perspective of that. By the way, this one is just my iPhone. And like Apple added this like feature that you can use your iPhone camera as a webcam. And this works really well. Like it's just like connected over Wi-Fi. And it just shows up as a webcam on my computer. So it works really well. I mean, technically, you could also just have flipped the printer. Maybe it would have been easier because I also see what I do. Put that back on. Get these hardware bags. There we go. Okay, so this is a thermistor, and I assume the intention is to plug it in here. Let's maybe fix the bed first. Looks like something not where it's supposed to be, it feels like. You also have to kind of get the cables. Let's get this here. There's one. There should be a second one, I guess. Oh, it's white. I was looking for a black cable. Here we go. Okay. Oh, we forgot the springs. Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, we forgot the springs. Well, who needs springs anyways, right? Okay, let's do them one by one. I mean, technically I can also just pull out. Question is, are there washers between the springs and the bottom of the bed? I assume not. Like the top one was like just like to like not twist the nut or turn the nut. It doesn't specify any to be added, so that's not. Okay, let's see. Not there. Second one. Maybe I guess I can just do it like this. It would make my life easier. But I don't like my life easy. That's what we found out already today, multiple times. Okay. And I could also have untagged. No. Okay, oops. So this one. Oh. When I was like twisting it in, like, or like suddenly like metal shavings like flying out of the thread. Regarding springs being unnecessary, so what I saw now like a couple of times, I mean, like for example, the Prusa Mark III, right? Like they don't use springs. They belt the bed directly onto like the smooth rod bearings. It's kind of like interesting, like if you have like, I mean, like for this printer it's necessary, right? Because you don't have like auto bed level. I think I kind of want to have washers between there. I mean, let me put washers between there. I mean, if you have auto bed level, technically you don't need it. Like, given that your bed is like kind of level. I saw now also that, I mean, my other printer I printed all the parts on is the Ender 3 Pro. And there I have the same yellow springs. But I saw now that basically Creality is selling silicone blocks to replace the springs. Yeah, I mean, the 2.4 also has complete fixed bed, right? But there you level then the gantry. So even if the bed is completely like crooked, like you can like make the gantry crooked in the same way to like compensate for the bed. Actually, not sure if the Trident does that, right? I don't think the Trident like racks the bed using, because technically it could. I mean, technically it could, right? Like it has 3 motors on. So technically what I'm doing here, you can just do with the motors on a Trident. Actually, I'm sure they do it. I think there was discussion, yeah, it turns way nicer, like with the washer, way nicer than without. I'm not sure if that's like the intention then. It's now easier to... I think I want it not as easy to change. Let me get an order again. From a turning perspective, the washers are way nicer. But then maybe it's just like it unintentionally changes. Oh, the Trident does align. Yeah, interesting. I mean, yeah, makes total sense. Because there's no other way than to wreck the bed. No, come out. This one wants to stay. See? Good, I got those. Now I use them all the time. Just put a little bit of tension on there. Okay. Then I guess order doesn't matter here. Let's just put this in one. Maybe we can just tuck it up here, and this one goes to the other. Oh, yeah, I'm in a pro port. Okay, perfect. Let it open. Okay, nice. I really love those Wago thingies. I just discovered them like super recently, like a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I knew them to be used in like home electrics, but I never like considered using them in a printer. And I redid my Ender 3 electronics. And I used them like for all the things. And like before I had like, I put like multiple cables in a ferrule connector and shit like that to split cables, and it's like complete madness. And now I just have like 4 blocks of 5 wide Vagos, like 2 for ground basically connected together, 1 for 24 volts and 1 for 5 volts, and it's amazing. Like it cleaned up the entire cables. It was interesting, like here they do like, you know, like spring so it's not bending, and then here it's like jammed in. I guess like for the sensor it's more important on this side, because the connector kind of like takes care of that already. Cool. I guess we have a bed, right? Perfect. Let me put that back up, and then let's take care of this cable mess here a bit. Because otherwise I'll kill those cables in no time. Oh, see, I already put it. Oh, shit. Yeah. One cable ended up on the wrong side of the spring. Good, we have tweezers. Let's just pull it through. And then I think I'll just use like a cable tie or zip tie. Just through here. And then let's just curl this up. Okay. Get one of those. I mean, technically we could have done it later, like you can kind of get there. Let's see, can I just kind of like cramp it under the bed? Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah. That counts. That's kind of like living here. Okay. Then let me quickly throw everything out we don't need. Okay. Let's see. What does the menu hold up for us next? Cable chain. I guess we can do that. Then I wouldn't have needed to zip tie the cables now. But I think maybe we wait actually with the cable chain. Because the electronics will be kind of like the next section, right? So we need to put the cables into the Vago terminals that basically go through the chain to the bottom, which we don't do yet because like we didn't start with the electronics yet. So I'll just keep it as is for now and not install the cable chain now. I assume it's like easier to push like the cables through the chain before you put the chain like in the spot here. So let's just keep it like that for now. Okay, then I think the next section then would be the tool head. Yes, amazing. Okay. I guess we can start the tool head. Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at the tool head. Okay, then let me quickly grab the parts for the tool head. 1 second. Okay, so tool head time. Here we go. So we have all the mechanical bits and pieces here. And then we have the printed parts. And yes, I printed it actually 3 times. That took me a little bit of iterations. So the first time I printed it, like it came out like this, and I didn't like the bridging here, and I didn't find a way like to tell Prusa Slicer to like put the bridges like across the other way. So you know, that's just not a thing in Prusa Slicer you can do. So this one was kind of busted. It's also like super tight. Like it has those like blocks here to like align it, and you actually see like I filed a little bit here to make it work at all. So that was like a no-go. This part has like an elephant's foot around, so this also wasn't nice. And this one, oh yeah, the bearing didn't fit. So that's a complete miss. Then I printed and decided like, okay, so I don't like the bridging, so I printed in multicolor. The first multicolor print, I mean, technically it was fine, but I had, so basically how you print this is like you print the black part first, it's like 0.8 millimeters like high. And then you basically load another G-code, like change the filament, load another G-code file, and then you print the red part. And I forgot a Z-hop. So Z-hop for the red part. So basically what happened is that it like wiped the black into the red. So that was like the first attempt. And this is the second attempt now. Like it's pretty good. Like there's a little bit of black in the red around here and there. A little bit there. That's why like from like a meter away you don't see it. So this one passed the test. Then the other thing that happened is that I actually, I'm not sure if I forgot his name or her name. Ballistic Tech is still here, but here's some other insight for the LDO kit. So Greg's Maker Corner did a review on this kit, and he found issues with the Bondtech gears included in this kit here. And I have the exact same gears that Greg's Maker Corner got. So basically the problem is, I mean, I don't want to pull it apart now. I mean, yeah, I can. If I find a tool for it. So basically the problem with this gear is, oh, Loctite. Need to reapply the Loctite. Should have pulled it apart. The basic problem is the top part should be 3 millimeters deep according to the Voron spec, but in fact it is only 2.15. So this one is like 1 millimeter short basically. And the other part is that this flat section here is only 4.5 millimeters, and the normal spec one is like 8, I think. So this is like quite a tight fit. So the problem now is basically that if you put this gear in, it barely reaches like the top bearing. Like it is inside for me, but barely. Like once we put the other gear back on, like this will be more aligned to the middle. So I did a dry fit already, and it works. I can align it, but it's like the maximum basically. Greg's Maker Corner basically said like he couldn't make it work. So what I did basically, let me just grab the other. There was a spare graph screw somewhere. I guess Loctite it is now. Ah, here. They have spares with pre-applied Loctite, so let me just use one of those now. So what I did basically to make it work is I put it on and I put it to the absolute top, and then I fiddle in the grub screw. Just make sure I have it aligned with the flat spot. Now basically, if you align it with the flat spot, well, you already see it here, like it's absolute. Not sure if you see it on camera, but there's like a little mark. It's the absolute topmost position this can go in. Then basically, as I tighten it now, so now I'm in the flat spot. And now basically, as I tighten it, it will basically just soup. Oh, let me get it proper. It's like amazing, like I have the VH driver bits. They make such a difference compared to the cheap ones. Like if you tighten stuff like that, it's incredible. So basically, now that I basically push it down, nope, no, it's also stuck. Ugh. Just as I said. Here we go. So basically, it just like creates a gap there. Like it just like slides up because you tightened on the slope, and that's basically the position you need it to be in for this to work. So basically, now if I put it in. And I put the backing on, and I put in filament. So now you see it's spinning, and the wheel is centered. The gear, the 50-tooth gear is centered. But this is like the absolute topmost position you can put the. God, I forgot the name of graph screw. No, it's not. Yeah, that thing, like it's the topmost position. It's the absolute maximum this gear can do. And now you see basically on top, if it's aligned, like you're still plenty below flush with the gear. So from the surface, it's like, yeah, it's like 1.7 millimeters down from the surface. So basically you have like bit more than 1.5 millimeters that basically like interfaces with the gear and not the gear, the bearing and the 50 tooth gear. I mean, it's fine, it works well, but like there's absolutely like no margin for error anymore in the system with this like wrong. Yeah, but yeah, it works. So this is like third attempt printing this. I did the fit test with the gear, which is fine. So I guess I'm not sure if I will assemble this not today. It's already like 1847. I kind of want to see the stream of Steve builds at 7. Yeah, let's do that next time. I think like we made plenty progress, bed and belts, and then we can assemble this next time. Cool. One thing, maybe we can figure it out quickly before we stop. Because in the manual, I mean, what I know is like other gears have the exact opposite problem sometimes, right? Where this section basically is too tall, like it sticks out, and then you have to sand it down. So it's like the exact opposite problem. I mean, this is fine. Like for me, it's fine. I want just like because Greg said he couldn't make it work, and he's basically ended up having a different extruder setup. I think he went with the mini Sherpa or something. Not sure, but so for him it didn't work, and for me it's like barely. But this could just be like tolerances in my printed parts or something. So not sure. I mean, like if you have spares, I guess it's good, and you have like double the chance. And I'm also not sure, like maybe this ends up not properly extruding or something. But it looks like I mean, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but like it is aligned, and it's spinning like nicely. So this is all fine, and like the here it's centered, like it's even like a little bit more towards the top part basically, but it has plenty of like gap below and above. So I think it's fine. And it's like really smooth, so it's also nice. Like it doesn't touch anywhere, like the part is completely like off. The 50 tooth gear is off all the surfaces. I think it's fine. But yeah, just like heads up. If you get your kit, maybe like if you have this parts printed already, like I didn't put any heated inserts in or anything. I just put in the two bearings. Maybe just do exactly this dry fit and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, like you have a bit of time until you get to that point when building the kit to like get spares, or like I guess if you reach out to LDO, they will also give you a replacement. They are aware of the issue. Because like Greg posted a review, he mentioned it in the review, and I also commented below the review that for me it works. So I guess they are aware. So if you reach out to them saying like, "Hey, it doesn't work," then you should get like a replacement. Cool. I mean, you can always. I'm not sure how expensive. Like, they are not expensive, right? Like those gears are not like it's like 50 euros to get like one of those gears. So maybe just order one and then have it just in case. Yeah, cool, perfect. Then I would say we leave it here for today. Then I guess tomorrow afternoon I'll just put together the tool head, and then I mean it's really like kind of coming together. Like I'm super happy. Like this morning it was like all things like just extrusions. After I took it apart, and I was like, it's a printer. Like I'm still not 100% happy with the diffuser here. Like I mean, I printed like a filament swatch card with the transparent material. It looks fine, but like the small part, not perfect. But overall, like I'm quite happy. And that's all. I was a bit concerned about like the alignment here, but like it's perfect. Just to show like there's no minimal like from this perspective. I don't even feel that it's giving in. Just see like the light a little bit shining through. I mean, it's like wonderfully aligned. Really happy with like how it turns out now. Also like in front, like there's no play. And this is all kind of like moving nicely. Yep. I'm very, very happy. It's like interesting. Like I worried about the wrong things in the beginning before starting a print. I was worried about like the heat inserts and everything, but it's like absolutely no problem. Like squaring the frame was not something I had on my mind at all, and like this was not like the biggest hurdle. Cool. Okay, then see you next time, hopefully, and have a nice night, Saturday evening. Bye.